Hello, Angela. Good morning to me, good afternoon to you in Italy.
Hi, Emily. Hi, good morning to you, good afternoon for me, a good whatever it is for those who are listening to us. Thank you very much for inviting me to your show.
Thank you, Angela. And I would like to remind our listeners, followers, that I'm continuing with my series, Real Life Stories from the Real People of the World. And today I'm happy to introduce to you Angela Santi, my colleague, lifestyle designer representing Italy, northern Italy, Bologna area. But obviously, Angela has a lot to share about life in Italy in general.
Yes, definitely, because I am Italian by birth. I like to say I like to live in Italy, and I also like to work worldwide from Italy, which is one of the countries with one of the best life qualities in the world.
That's why actually I have additional pleasure to speak with you because in between all countries I'm working with and lifestyle of different cultures and countries I'm aware of, really in my heart and then I believe in mind on many other people, Italy has really something to offer. This Dolce Vita lifestyle, the warmth of the local people, climate, culture, a lot of many aspects that for some people might be very important when they're selecting where to live their next life chapter, where to retire, where to spend time maybe as a remote worker. And with all issues which every country in the world has now, after the COVID, and with all current event happening in Europe, Italy has a lot to offer. So I'm really happy to hear your piece of, tip of advices. Please tell us about lifestyle in Italy.
Lifestyle in Italy is a very, very big issue. And I would like to start talking about La Dolce Vita from an historical standpoint, so that I think it's, because many people know about the Italian way of life, this way of living in a way that is joyful, lighthearted, with valuing connections, having fun, and really prioritizing pleasure and being able to enjoy pleasure and sheer beauty just for the sake of it. And at the same time, we are hard workers. So we really may have a blend of those two aspects, the hardworking and the life enjoyment. But not so many people know how the Dolce Vita was born. So the Dolce Vita, this name comes from a movie from Federico Fellini. It's a quite famous movie. And he was depicting a time after the Second World War. So in the movie, you will see a lot of young people like enjoying nightlife in Rome. So, but the Dolce Vita is more to that. Dolce Vita, as I said, come from this time that it was called the economic boom. It's something that happened just after World War II. It was a time where there was, you could really feel the euphoria of all the people that had the chance and the need to reconstruct a nation. So it was a time where everybody was very committed to reconstruct the nation that they want. It was the time when, Italy became a democratic republic, because before that we had, the king and, all the things, and then we had the war. And then, it was everything new, and people wanted to work, to reconstruct, but at the same time to enjoy every single moment after all those darkness years, after having seen all those deaths and, terrible things. And we can really draw a parallel from that time to now. So they really started to, and what is interesting is that a new category of like age was born. Before that, you were either a kid and then all of a sudden became adult. So you were either playing or working, you know. The youngsters, you know, the giovani, we call them, they were doing both. So this is when La Dolce Vita was born, you know, and, you know, now we have this ability, and it's an inborn ability to blend the two things.
Great introduction. And I'm just thinking that, you know, with all you mentioned, you know, historical names, it's still, or even maybe will be more relevant soon with what's going now around us, like after still COVID world, and people are looking for relocation option. People are looking for better quality of life. And as you mentioned, with Italian aspects to live Dolce Vita, there is different, unfortunately for me in this sense, style in North America, where we work. So to have this real balance of time and intention to enjoy the life, to have opportunity to go around, to enjoy the nature and art, I feel, you know, special connection with Italian lifestyle personally, and I believe it will be really appealing for many other people who would consider where to go living. But as far as you know, and I understand there are different aspects of life, and I would like to give, you know, a real sense to people what kind of, you know, issues or hardship at the beginning people might be facing when they're moving to new culture, a new country, even with the knowledge of Italian. And, you know, some people coming without Italian, so they really need to consider, they really need to learn language in advance. And I'm always speaking about this, but to understand more current culture, what you would advise?
Okay, so very good question. So the first thing that I would advise to do is, let's continue to talk about La Dolce Vita for fun. You know, we live La Dolce Vita at different degrees depending on where you are located in Italy. You know that Italy is very small, it's long, it's very long, very thin, and it's like a boot. So Italy is, I like to say, is a concentration of many different cultures. And there is even more variety in the United States. In such a small state, there is even more variety than in the whole Europe. So it's like we have a summary of everything. You go to the north and you have the mountains, you go skiing, and people have a mentality that is much closer to that of the Northern European or Middle Europeans. Why? Because until the end of the 18th century, when we became Italy, you know, Italy was born at the end of the 18th century. So it's quite a young nation. And by the way, we're not that united, really.
I know.
Okay, not that as integrated, although we all call ourselves Italians, and I will tell you why. So in the north, we had the Longobards, we had the Germans, we had these cultures. So, and then we have Milan, which is the capital city. It's not the capital city. Well, the political capital city is Rome, but Milano is the capital city for economics. Yeah, so living in Milano is like living in London or in New York, you know, in a way. People are rushing, always. Maybe, you know, they're always busy. Maybe they're not as friendly as, you know, they are in some other parts because they're super focused on what they do. Then you go south, you know, the southern you go, the more open people are. So I come from a region that is called Emilia-Romagna. And this is a perfect region for me. It's the sweet spot because we have the Appennino, the mountain at the south. If we want to go skiing to the Alps, it's like 2 hours by car, 3 hours drive. We have the sea very close, a couple of hours. And then we're very close to Tuscany, and then you go down. So this area, Tuscany and some other areas, and Rome, were the papal state, where the Pope, was ruling. And our mentality is even different from that of the North. Then in the South, the Bourbons were ruling, and it's also a different mentality. But watch out, we have islands. Sicily was ruled by the Bourbons, ruled by the Arabs, was ruled by the Normans,
yes,
were ruled by everybody. So Sicily is really a melting pot of all those cultures. And the same applies a little bit in a different way with Sardinia. And by the way, Italians don't need to fly to the Caribbean if they want to have an amazing sea, because you just go to Sardinia, to Porto Cervo, where all the yachts and, the amazing people go. You go and enjoy the America's Cup, the Sardinia Cup, and, all the golf, the Pevero, and all the beauty things. So the first thing that I would say is get very clear on what kind of La Dolce Vita you want to live. And something that happened, a very interesting phenomenon that happened during the lockdown. Many people didn't want to stay, well, those who had a holiday house, they didn't want to stay in their house in the city, let's say in Milano, Torino, or all those cities that are not as friendly, with gardens and that. And they went to Sicily, they went to Puglia, they went to the south of Italy, to Tuscany, or to the north, in the Alps. So, and they, all of a sudden, Italian discovered Zoom. They discovered the opportunity to and the possibility to work remotely. So a very interesting phenomenon that now is burning is, well, white collars or professionals or those who can work remotely are starting migrating within Italy in a different region. So this is very good. And I let you comment on that, and then I tell you some things that you want to be aware when you come to Italy.
You very nicely outlined the difference in a different region of Italy, and I knew about it, but obviously you know better from your own experience. I visited Milano, Venezia, I've been in Emilia-Romagna, Rome, I've been in Sicily and Sardinia, and I was really amazed by variety of cultural accents, aspects, architecturally. And I noticed the difference in people. It was always amazing for me. And it's very correct that you outline remote work opportunities, because it's actually people who I'm working for and working with now, really informing remote workers, consultant, professionals, that today you have more freedom to live your life in places where you really enjoy the lifestyle rather than to be in your own home country, all the year. You can live part-time or full-time in different regions in the world and still continue to earn, to develop your business, to connect with new local people. So maybe actually to accelerate your business, depending on what are you looking for. But in order to find correct area, in order to navigate in local specifics, you need to be connected with people like Angela. So what I'm doing, I'm mediating, I'm looking for local connections in different countries for different type of people, and mostly for retirees, they have different priorities, and for remote workers. But in case of Italy, it might be student, it might be maybe even business relocation, depending on what kind of business you have. But when you're inside the country, when you're close to relocate, already doing your first step in Italian soil, there's such people as Angela who can really help you to navigate lifestyle aspects and give some, I would say, business advices in this sense as well. Am I correct, Angela?
Yeah, definitely. So, and then the first thing that I would like to say, just to back up what you were saying, is like, when you come to Italy and when you have decided what kind of Dolce Vita life you want to have, you have to be very aware that if you go to Milano, you are, for instance, you are going to a city that, what I say, very efficient, everything is working, very good services all over, the tube and the things and all that. People maybe not as friendly and as in other places, not as easy to get to know people. So like everywhere, I would advise, to, join the local club, or if you're a Rotary, you have golf, or you have other kind of exclusive clubs. So then again, the southern you go, the more open people are. So be aware that when you go very deep south, people will be welcoming. So they will look at you. And not in big cities like Rome, but, if you go to a small city, and we have many foreigners, like in Chianti, in Tuscany, it's called Chianti-shire, many British. We have another colony of French and British in Sicily. So all the local people are there. There is a foreigner. So they know that you are coming even before you are coming, because there is somebody that is getting your house ready. So they chat to each other and they already know everything about you. You don't know anything about them. They know everything about you. So don't think that you can, just walk on the street and people don't care about you. If you go for your cappuccino at the local coffee shop, they will start chatting to you, and you have to respond back to the people. And you're very appreciated if you just say "non parlo italiano" or something so they will go out of their way to help you. And watch out, if you don't go to that coffee shop for like a couple of days, when you come back, oh, what happened? Where did you go? What did you do to come back? So you have to, I had to go away and I went to somewhere else. So everybody, is very interested, and we love to connect. So there are like positive aspects, and also, like probably less positive. So depending on how open you are or introvert you are. So a thing that I would advise to everybody that wants to come to Italy and have a way better life is to read a book called The Italians. I don't remember.
I'm writing.
Yeah. So there is the original one is by Luigi Barzini, but there is another one, a newer one that I just read and just enjoyed, by a British journalist that I can't remember. I can't remember the name. The Italians.
Uh-huh.
And the paperback edition is orange with a coffee, with a espresso cup.
Oh, it's an orange series. I know about different people of
probably
different countries. Yeah.
So it's super cool because they really outline the key cultural aspects of Italy. So another key aspects of Italy that you want to be very aware of is bureaucracy. So everything in Italy would be easy. So the government, which is one of the most unstable and unreliable governments in the world, there is changing all the time. We've never had the same government for more than 2 years. And I mean, many things are changing. So you have to take this into consideration because, when they have to approve laws and, many other economic measures, it's always a mess. So when you come to Italy, you have to know that you have to deal with bureaucracy. You have to deal with uncertainty because you don't want to never go to a trial to issue somebody and go to court, because the minimum that this trial
time.
Yeah, the minimum time is 4 years. And then it can go on and on depending on what is the issue.
Okay, Angela, don't frighten, please, even me. So
no, I'm telling it because you know why? Because this is, if you can, the good thing that you can do is to leave your business outside Italy and bring yourself inside Italy, because you know.
Exactly for this reason, I am advising people who are looking for relocation. So I believe the best people who can enjoy the life in Italy, it's retirees if they have pension, reliable pension or source of income, say from North America or other countries, and they have time to enjoy lifestyle, and it can be countryside, and I know there's a lot of amazing places, or remote workers, digital nomads who might take just work with them and actually navigate easily between maybe different regions before they will find the place they enjoy at most. I understand the business. I would not recommend anyone to relocate the business, but there are sometimes maybe tourism options. We will see what will be soon in couple of years. I would not advise anyone to rely on government. It's what I'm actually advising in every country. It's more for self-sufficient people. And please outline or clarify the question about the language, because many non-Italian families, members from North American, they speak only English. What would be the good areas to survive with English? Because to enjoy life in south of Italy, I understand you need to be at least somehow sufficient or start to learn Italian now. But what about English?
Yeah. So I would say that on average, Italians don't speak English or speak a very bad English. It's like, I call it survival English, just, like for traveling and, do the basic things. But what we do is that we like to connect so much that we go out of our way to help people on a day-by-day basis. Of course, if you work here, it's a totally different issue. There are cities like, again, Milano, Torino, Roma, but also all those locations where many other expats are, like Tuscany, some cities or some areas. In Puglia, there are some areas in Sicily. There are some areas. So you either learn Italian or you want to, relocate in some of those areas. Like in my hometown in Bologna, for instance, there is an international school, or also Modena, because in this area, we live in the Motor Valley where the Lamborghini, Tetra Pak is packaging and Motor Valley. So Tetra Pak, IMA, the Lamborghini, the Ferrari, and all those guys. So they are attracting a lot of workers from, abroad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there are some communities of English-speaking people, but on average, it's better to know Italian because, of course, when you know the language, you can really live it. And I tell you, I like Germany very much. So I used to spend, when I was very young, I used to spend my summers in Germany, and I was speaking English with everybody. Then I decided to learn German because you miss something. Okay. You can communicate, but it's always on a superficial level. If you really want to connect with people, you have to learn the language.
Obviously, it's what I'm always advising people. But, being realistic, I understand that people need time to learn language, as I did, relocating from country to country. And in certain age, there is some limitation on how quickly it can be.
There are many reasons people choose to make the move to the destination of their dreams. Remote workers can work from anywhere with an internet connection. Today, virtually every part of the world is online. Once just the lifestyle of digital nomads, the pandemic has led millions of people to work remotely. Many are choosing to move to a foreign location. Retirees, too, discover how their nest egg can go farther when living in a location that offers a better quality of life while reducing expenses. At International Lifestyle Consultants, we have scoured the world to uncover the best foreign destinations to call home. Perhaps you dream of a pastoral life in the quaint European countrysides of Italy or Portugal. On the shores of the Black Sea, you can find luxury accommodations at a fraction of what you would pay in the United States and Canada. Enjoy a leisurely lifestyle of Caribbean or Pacific trade winds found in the beachside communities of Mexico, Central and South America. Choose from the many charming colonial towns located in the same region. Discover areas with quality access to dental and health care that have attracted many foreign travelers on a budget. We make choosing to live in your dream destination a reality. We have curated migratory, cultural, and investment opportunities that you will not find elsewhere. We know firsthand how to help you create your step-by-step relocation plan. You'll begin your journey by filling out our Know Yourself questionnaire. We can also arrange discovery tours so you can experience the culture up close and personal prior to making your move. You don't have to dream of living in an exotic location. Contact us today and make that dream a reality.